Yo, welcome to another chart breakdown. So the one from last week kind of went crazy. I was on point with those fundamentals, man. Those fundamentals caused crazy gaps, but the gaps didn't get filled. And yes, last week was pretty crazy, but pretty fun. Like, look at this gap here, crazy gap, then it filled. So this week's going to be the same sentiment. So going to make sure we stick to being patient, being aware of fundamentals, and just trading what the market gives us. That's the key thing, trading what the market gives us, right? So we're going to start on NZDJPY. So I'm going to go on the weekly real quick and see what the weekly gives us. So on the weekly, it does look like we are bearish. This is a weekly zone here. This is a weekly zone. Looks like we did break below this weekly zone, and we could be looking for some bearish sentiment here. So let's go ahead and go to the daily. So the daily, we already got our break and retest here. That's very apparent here. We already got our break and retest. We did break below what turned into now this daily zone. Broke below it. We did retest it, and now we're trading below it. So if I was to get into a trade right now, my only sentiment is shorts. My only sentiment is bearish and shorts. So if I was to go down to lower time frame, we're on a 4-hour right now. So I will look for probably another retest of like this level here, something to give me the idea to go short. But for the most part, I'm just going to be real, like extremely patient until it creates a better suitable market structure, because based on the higher time frame, it looks like we could be at the end of a bear run, to be honest with you, and it's going to produce a pretty wicked pullback, because at the same time, on all the higher time frames, the 4-hour, let's see, the 8-hour, and I believe the daily as well, we're seeing a lot of bullish divergence, a lot of bullish divergence. So we could see a nice little pullback, and we just have to wait for price action to tell us what to do. So let's go to NZDCAD. So NZDCAD, what I'm seeing here on NZDCAD is what could be a bit of confusion, because as you can see, we did break above these this level here, and it looks like we did become bullish, and then we did do a retest, even a retest of the EMA. This is the daily, and looks like we were about to break some more highs, and then boom, it tanked. Then it came back to retest this level to try to go short. So right now, since it's telling me that it wants to go short right now, then that's all I'm going to look for. That's all I'm going to look for. So if we just base this off the daily, the options that I have is for it to come back into this level some more, and then by that time the EMA is down here as well to protect our stop loss, and then or we can break below this level, come back to retest, and then continue short. So that's the only thing I'm looking for NZD-CAD. And then so if we go to AUD-CAD, it's the same thing, both CAD pairs. So it's literally the same thing, just one looks cleaner than the other. So same thing, one looks cleaner than the other. So just wait for that to play out. So we're going to go to GU. GU is a bit interesting, because the USD has been interesting. Like last week, USD started off crazy, bullish, and then it tanked. So USD has been very interesting. So based off the daily, as you can see, we have this double top. We had broke below this low, came back to retest it, then came back into the level to retest it again, and now we have a double top, or you want to say a triple top. I have a double top. So the best thing to do for a double top is to wait for it to break below the neckline, then retest the neckline, then to continue to go short. But you have to be real patient with anything dealing with the USD and the JPY. You have to be real patient, because the fundamentals have been through the roof. So NZD JPY is the same thing. It's going against the dollar, but when I look at this one, The one thing that I can possibly see happening is a break above to go long. And that's only because like we're still floating above these levels here, and this bullish momentum, and we're still floating above these levels. So there wasn't really a break below any of these lows just yet that will say that we are like 100% bearish. If anything, we're about to get caught in a range here. So my first sentiment, because we have not broken this level, if we get it, is to retest this level that's on a lower time frame. Let's see. We'll go down to the 4 hour. Yeah, so on the 4 hour, as you can see, we are trading still above the EMA. So that's also why it's a possibility that this can continue to go up and, you know, handle its business as a break and retest up here and continue long. And in order for us to be confident taking this short is for it to break below this level, come up and retest, and by the time the EMA can be somewhere over here, so it might not give us a sell signal. Like with the push into the level, the sell signal might come actually below the level down here. So that's the only thing I'm looking for on NZDUSD. And then we're going to go to USDJPY. So we're going to go onto the daily. So the daily, we are I'm feeling that we are in the bearish sentiment. We came here, broke below all this mess, created mess here, and they were just breaking below. Like this price action is very ugly, especially on higher time frame, but it's very ugly. So if anything, we can come back up into this ugliness and then, you know, retest it and continue short. And let's take this down to the 6 hour. Yeah, so yeah, the price action on USDJPY it's pretty ugly. It's because, like I say, this is I told you, USD pairs and JPY pairs have been very, very indecisive. And as you can tell, this is USDJPY. So you can see, like, why it's been so indecisive. Like, look at all this. Look at all this. Like, it doesn't really know what to do. You feel me? So USDJPY is definitely a pair you need to sit on your hands for. And it's not as clean. So let's go to GJ. So GJ is a bit more clean. So with GJ, what I can see it doing, because it did break below, this is the daily here, so it did break below these lows finally. And when I say break below, like we have a nice momentum candle closing below it. Like as you can see here, this candle closed below it, not too much, and then it wicked, and then we have this doji here just pushing it back up. This candle, crazy momentum candle closing into the zone, then another doji pushing it back up. So this, broke below the zone, broke below this level, broke below these lows, and nice momentum closing below, you know, everything here. So I would like to say that we have entered a bearish sentiment. So I like to use EMAs as protection for my stop loss. So I can't just think that this is going to come right here and retest it and then drop low, because my EMA is so high. So there's two things that can happen. So the first scenario is that it can right now it can push up, maybe look like it's going to change bullish, and then, you know, retest, like I say, look like it's going to change bullish and then break below and then retest and come down. And the second scenario that I can see happening is that it continue down some more and then retest and then have this happen. So that's what I'm looking at for GJ. And then Euro JPY is most likely the same thing. Yeah, so Euro JPY, if we're looking at the bigger picture right here, we are on the daily. I would say that it's at the end of its run. It's at the end of its run. It's even on the RSI, it's really at the end of its run. So I will just sit on my hands with Euro JPY until it tells me what it wants to do. Give me some give me new price action, and then I'll take it from there. So USD SEC. Okay. So USD SEC is one of my favorite pairs, and it's been a bit ugly, mainly because the USD has been ugly. USD is literally like strong 1 minute, and then the next minute is tanking. So USD SEC is kind of similar to GJ, where if anything, retest this level, come back down, retest this level, decide to bounce off, but then break below. So that's what I will look for with USD SEC, or just look for the opposite, for it to just continue to go up. So just trade what you see. Trade what you see, and do not become stuck on one bias. Trade what you see and do not become stuck on one bias, because things are moving fast in these markets with the new president. So USD CHF. So CHF is another pair. So JPY has been very bullish based on fundamentals. USD has been indecisive, bullish one moment, heavily bullish one moment, heavily bearish or weak one moment, and CHF has been weak. CHF has been very, very weak based on fundamentals, and so I believe that with CHF we can have a retest of this zone here to continue going long, or market might open and might just shoot past it. So that's what I'm feeling for USD CHF, to keep riding that train up. So then we have Euro USD. So Euro USD. So Euro USD, as you can see, we're having some pretty good price action. It did last week. We did have a gap here, and it did fill that gap. So I'm going to go down to the 6 hour. So based on the 6 hour, this is just intraday trading. Euro USD will be a pair that I'm going to look for intraday trades on, and possibly like scalping to me, which is probably be like 15 minute, 30 minute, maybe an hour time frame. That is a pair. This is the pair I'm going to be doing that on. So the analysis might be a bit different. So yeah. So on Euro USD, if anything, I'll wait for it to come and retest this level here to continue short, or it can just bounce up and then retest this level to continue long. But for right now, I'm just banking on it retesting this level to continue short, and I will only take a trade once the candle closes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been hopping in trades early and they've been clapping me. Alright, so AUD-JPY. So AUD-JPY is a pair. I feel like if you like to trade indices, AUD-JPY will be a good pair for you, because once this pair gets going, it gets going. So it might look a little ugly right now, because for the past few months, I feel like all pairs have been ranging, because we don't know, nobody knows what's going on. So I feel like for the past few months, all pairs have been ranging. But this is a pair where once it gets going, it gets going. Like look at this. A lot of pairs have had this drop, but just look at it. And then look at this past here. Like if you was to go long on this pair, like you would have caught a wave. So AUD-JPY. So price action does look messy, because as you can see, this is a daily zone that we did finally break below. We did finally break below it, but we also did retest it already. So on a lower time frame, there is a mini zone right here. So if I want to, I can wait for it to come to this mini zone and then continue going short. But if I go down to that lower time frame, let's go down to the 4 hour. The zone is ugly. It is very, very ugly. It is very ugly. Like all of this is just ugly. So for AUD-JPY, I would like for it to produce more clear price action to allow me to enter shorts, or maybe have price just completely change bullish. But either way, I need way more clear price action, because I don't like to guess when I hop in a trade. I like for the trade to be sure. I like for me to be sure. I like for me to be confident. And I don't like for me to be like, oh, I think it's bearish. And then I won't know if it's bearish until it hit my stop loss, because it's not bearish. It's actually bullish. So I'm just going to be real patient. Let this price action just clear up and let that be that. So yeah, man. That's it, man. Oh yeah, man. FTMO just purchased Oanda. I do trade on a live Oanda account on here, but I did say the only prop firm I would ever trade with is FTMO. So if FTMO comes back to the US, then you guys are going to see me take some not live trades, because I mainly swing trade, so that would be the most boring live trade ever. But you guys will see me taking my challenges, on here. It's going to be cool. It's going to be dope. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for that if FTMO comes back to the US. So